Welcome to the Coaching Seat TV with Toyinda LaShea, where we're all about sitting in our seat of authority so that the kingdom community can be infused with the power to dominate confidence, unleash potential, and leave us legacy. Now, this is accomplished through extracting distractions, limiting beliefs, and interferences. I am so excited because we're entering into the first installment for our September broadcast. And I'm Toyinda LaShea, a best-selling author, business consultant, master coach, prophetess, and public speaker mentor. And most importantly, I am a threat to hell's kingdom. This month, we will focus on the mental health professionals as coaches. That's right. Mental health professionals can operate as coaches, and we're going to talk about that during this month. I plan to open up the conversation talking about mental health coaching. Then I'm going to bring into the studio mental health professional and transformation coach Yvonne Young. She completed the Champion Influence Coach Certification Program, and she serves as a member of the faculty of the program, where she provides supervision to the newly certified coaches. Coach Yvonne is a mental health professional. She's the founder of Creative Life Journeys, LLC. She's also the moderator of the Facebook group Mindful Moments, Mindful Empowerment for Women. And she's a podcaster. And guess what? She has an upcoming program on YouTube called Coach Von's Coaching Chair. Coach Yvonne and I will enter into a discussion concerning mental health coaching. And we'll talk more about mindfulness, which is a specialty area that she works within. Additionally, Coach Yvonne and I will talk about the work that she is doing as it relates to this phenomenon of the imposter syndrome. And that's a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their accomplishments and achievements or talents and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. And I cannot wait to take a deeper dive into the imposter syndrome topic. Now, as I move through this broadcast, I encourage you to grab strategy that will improve you, will improve the people you serve, and improve your organization so that you can function as an effective kingdom citizen. Well, let's get started. If you've been following my broadcast, we know that coaching is used for equipping and intervening. It's used to amplify potential and extract those barriers that cause us not to unlock and unleash our potential. In that, as we begin to look at mental health coaching, we all know that mental health coaching mental health coaches are not therapists. What we understand about mental health coaches is that they really sit back and they draw on principles and practices from evidence-based therapies, such as a therapy called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. So what we're going to do in our coaching program is we challenge our coachees with questions as a mental health coach that's related to unhealthy paradigms. Now, what are paradigms? Paradigms are those deeply seated beliefs, they're patterns or standards that cause us to make the types of decisions that we make, whether they're positive or negative decisions. Now, most often than not, as coaches, we are intervening as it relates to decisions that don't grow and advance our coachees. That's very important. So mental health coaches, they don't specialize in treating complex clinical problems like the mental health professionals do. However, our mental health coaches are in place to help the coachee to manage emotions. Let me say that one more time. We have mental health coaches in place to help the coachee, to help you and I to manage our emotions. And I can remember when I was moving through and on this journey for my second divorce, my emotions were all over the place. And I did not get a mental health coach, but I did learn to manage my emotions through some strategies and techniques that I learned from a training. But if I had a mental health coach, I believe that I would have quickly reached my management of my emotions with the help of the coach, because we know that coaches help us to get to our goals quicker than we would get there by ourselves. And we know that there's 6 basic emotions. The first emotion we know, everybody knows this one, anger. Then there's disgust, there's fear, happiness, sadness, and surprise. And we can think of a mental health coach as helping us to maintain. So we're looking at a space of maintenance, helping the coachee with the ability to maintain positive behaviors. Additionally, with mental health coaching, they challenge and they extract those negative thinking patterns. And they also help us to improve our relationship skills and reduce stress and anxiety. And when those things are crystallized together, it increases our positive mental health. So I'm so excited to be able to train and bring in mental health coaches inside of the Champion Influence program. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about this concept of extracting negative thinking patterns. Believe it or not, I have had issues with negative thinking. And what happened with me is that I believed that I needed to be perfect. And I know that I am not the only one. I would try to apologize for things that were irrelevant. I became very depressed. I was unhappy. And I would avoid things, situations, stretch assignments that would cause that I felt that there would be a potential failure. So I would be avoiding failure because in my mind, I needed to be perfect. But what I should have been focusing on is perfecting. I know I'm a woman of God and no one on this earth is perfect. There's only one perfect person. So I don't know why I had that concept in my mind, but I had it in my mind. And what I learned is that perfectionism really harmed my thinking. And so over the years, I had to learn to take risks. And your mental health coach will help you to take risks. I had to learn to seize every single opportunity that would cause me to stretch myself out of my comfort zone. I shared with you all before that I moved from Indiana to South Carolina, and I knew that I would not have enough money to make ends meet. That was me stretching outside of my comfort zone. And we know what comfort is. Comfort is knowing what you know and knowing what you don't know. And I have had to become comfortable with failure. Many times over my life, I've had to become comfortable with failure, and I've had to stop comparing myself to other people. You know, people don't have this habit of negative thinking because of their confidence level being high. We have, and I've experienced it on my own, this habit of negative thinking because my confidence in my ability was very low. And when we start to talk about ability, it reminds me of this concept of self-efficacy. And self-efficacy was emphasized by a psychologist, Albert Bandura, in 1994. And it was in his journal where he said self-efficacy is one's belief in one's own ability to succeed in specific situations or accomplish a task. And I had to learn to increase my self-efficacy. And I know that that's the work of our mental health coaches. They help individuals to increase their confidence. And for me, I needed to increase my confidence so that I could succeed. There was times when I would think about not attending or applying for graduate school. And this year I am studying for my Doctor of Education with a focus on leadership studies. I couldn't believe that I had 40 coaches enter into the Champion Influence program. Sometimes I just can't believe that I was able to speak at Amazon in Seattle. And those are the things that cause, with me thinking about it or having doubt, it causes me to have negative thinking behaviors. Sometimes I think that I'm an imposter. And luckily, next week we'll have Coach Yvonne Young coming into the studio to talk about mindfulness, imposter syndrome, and what it means to be a mental health coach. So I want you to join me next week here at the Coaching Seat TV with Toyinda LaShea. You can follow me at the Coaching Seat. And if you find value in this broadcast, I want you to partner with me by going to my Cash App and sowing a seed at $Toyinda Smith. See you next week. Hello, everybody. I want to invite you to purchase my book, The Handbook to Unleash Your Potential in 6 Practical Steps. If you are struggling with stagnation, suppression, and being stale in business, in leadership, in ministry, this book is for you. I give you 6 practical steps to achieve in life. Welcome to the Coaching Seat TV with Toyinda LaShea, where we're all about sitting in our seat of authority so that the kingdom community can be infused with the power to dominate confidence, unleash potential, and leave a legacy. This is accomplished through extracting limiting beliefs, distractions, and interferences. I am so excited for the opportunity to be on Dominion TV with the powerful Dr. Dutton and Pastor Lynette Dutton. Make sure you download the app for Dominion TV, as well as catch this broadcast every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. I want you to share it with your community, your clients, and your